Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever and wherever you are. And welcome back to the beta plan playing Shadowrun. So I used our 10 karma to increase our strength as it increases our damage, and then increased our close combat because, well, at the beginning of a game I rather like to hit, be guaranteed of the hit than do a ton of damage. But in this case, increasing this and increasing this does both for me because I am using cyberware. Alright. And yeah, I walked back from Kindly Cheng towards this guy because this is where we need to continue. The fog taps his earpiece, gestures with his head. Auntie Cheng sends you be coming. You can pass. Uh-huh. Alright, well here we go into the walled city. We are going to choose a team. This is a common thing of the Shadowrun games. Even whenever mission you do, you can choose which people to take with you. Moreover, later on your selection becomes larger. And if people die in your mission, they will, well, be transported away by medical services. They won't be dead forever, but you can choose them again in the next mission. As also an interesting note, as dangerous in meat space, which is what we would call in our day and age real life, as she's in the Matrix, carries explosives and a sliver gun pistol. The devotee of the rats specializes in spirit control, barriers, and area of effect damage spells. Ah, okay. We didn't know yet that she was going to do that, which unfortunately is kind of what we wanted to focus on. Area of effect damage spells. So I'm not sure how much we're gonna use Gubbet. Because currently she has support spells, but we're going to take Isnabel. Because, and we know that one of them had to stay behind with Auntie Chen. But she is a technical person. And that is nice, a compliment to what Duncan and I can do. Alright, let's get going. But by doing it this way, you can always pick your, well, your team for every mission. And every mission might require a different team with different specializations. Something that is quite nice. And it can be a bit like you consider XCOM, but with XCOM you tend to have always a team of a certain composition that you like. Alright, the City of Darkness. Kwoloon Walled City, the most densely populated spot on Earth. Nearly 40,000 people crammed into 7 acres of chaos, poverty, disease and vice. A self-contained city that collects no taxes and provides no city services. Stagnant water sits in temporary wells. Trash lies piled on roofs for controlled burns. Improvised structures lean dangerously over populated areas. It's the ideal breeding ground for all manner of illicit trade. Drugs, gambling, black market trade, meta-human trafficking, and everything in between. The only law is Triad law. And now you need to enter the septic system of a city, find a Triad enforcer named Strangler Bao, and deliver a message from Kindly Chen. Alright. This is the screen where we can, well, determine what gear we're going to take along with us and what have you not. I'm not sure. Gear, item, spells, yes. But we don't have anything. We're too fresh of a character anyways. There's not so much of a spells that we can exchange. So I would love to find a shop because we have some Nugent. And the only shop we found so far, well, he didn't have what we want. And I did check, by the way, in between if I could enter that doctor, but I could not. I first need to get a better name because the only man that could get in, if they would vice for us, would have been Nightjar, but Nightjar is dead. Foul, oily water rains down from above, mixes with the filth and offal and swill of the streets, turns into a flowing slurry of unrecognizable sewage. Ew. In the distance, the sound of back alley activity add to the ambience of your arrival. Breaking glass, the crackling hiss of a garbage fire, faint screams of terror punctuated by the occasional gunshot. Sex and business and violence and misery blend into one. Wu wins the stink, waves a hand in front of his face. Raven said that prosperity in the walled city. Said that prosperity is in the walled city, but I don't see it. Why the hell would he want to set one foot in this place? Who knows? He would have to be insane to travel to the walled city. As I think we said, it's the worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere. Maybe the worst in the world. She does her best to suppress the shudder. Can't keep the dread from creeping into her voice. Into her voice. I can't believe I grew up here. Then I'm glad I brought you. You know the place. Isabelle looks around her, closes her eyes. I wish that I didn't. She peers up at the catwalks and sky bridges that connect the rotting tenements, sagging architecture. Frowning, she points to a spot in the distance. There was a market over there when I was a kid. Might not be a bad place to start. I thought you knew where to find Strangler Bao. I do. We need to get into the Lotus Den. That's what Bao calls the little island of control that he's carved out for himself here. It's a stupid name, but it's stuck. He'll have guards posted at every entrance, but we might be able to find a way around them through the market. That's what Kindly would prefer. They probably aren't expecting anyone to come in force. We can kick the door, drop the guards, hand over the message, and get the hell out. Kindly doesn't want them dead. She wants them to remember where their loyalties lie. It's tough to remember much of anything when you've got a bullet in your head. I mean, we could kill them if you really wanted to. Technically, Bao is the only one that has to live, but I'd rather keep Auntie Chang happy than piss her off again. You know, Isabelle has a very good point there, and I think my brother is a little bit trigger happy. Strangely enough, he managed, however, to get into the police force, and he said that we should control him, so... let's see... I'm a bit torn between the first option and the second option. The first option being that will be up to them, and the second option being this group's safety is my biggest concern. We don't need to risk our necks for a bunch of triad thugs. I mean, I agree with that statement. I don't think I am, even if I may be a tough lady, it's kind of pointless to throw our lives away. But if they threaten us, well, then it all will be up to them. Let's put it that way, huh? If they don't try and kill us, they'll leave. Oh, if they don't try and kill us, they live. Got it. Let's get this done. Alrighty then. Well, let's get going. Optional, do not kill any Yellow Lotus. That's what we want. We want all of our members to survive, and we had another objective. Deliver the data stick. Yeah, that's kind of the main thing. Alright. We don't want to kill any Yellow Lotus, and we do want to hit up the market. Well, here's some market issues. What is this? A putrid stench emanates from the remains of this building. You see nothing that would cause it. Probably some dead rodent or somewhere. A merchant. Very good. A bedraggled old woman looks up from her sewing at the sound of your approach. Clothing, clothing. I have good quality clothing for sale. What's the news here? Anything of interesting? Anything of interest, sorry. Interesting? Here? No. Nothing changes here. Nothing changes. She settles her weight with an audible harumph. Strangler Bo is the big man now. He is very important, very impatient. You know Bao? We love to meet him. Well, he requested a suit, and it took only 1 day longer than expected. The bastard refused to accept it. She spits. You see, your friend Bao. You tell him that he still owes me for my time. I don't sue for nothing. You can't eat air. We'll get right on that. She nods saggily. Yes, you see that you do. Now, what else do you want? Ever heard anyone say prosperity is in the walled city? She cocks her head like a dog listening to a noise that it can't understand. Prosperity? She sounds it out to herself. I don't know what that means. Later, lady. Actually, I want to buy that suit. No, there's just no option. I would like to buy that suit that Bao did not pick up. It might be something good. Over here. Help me. Oh, bloody woman. A young woman lies on the ground. She's a bloody mess. Tricks and spatters of crimson crisscross her blouse and mat her hair. Judging by the quality of her clothing and the bag on her shoulder, you'd make her out as a student. She's as out of place here as a librarian would be in a game of urban brawl. She struggles to move, but she's clearly exhausted. The dark circles under her eyes tell you that she hasn't slept in days. When the woman sees you heading her way, her face hardens. You see her hand slip into her jacket pocket, but as she studies your faces, the fear in her eyes gives way to curiosity. You guys don't look like you're from around here. A hacking cough shakes her, but her eyes remain fixed on you. What happened to you? She looks like she can barely keep her eyes open. Predators. I'm okay though. The blood stares. Though I'd rest here for a minute before I got back to work. I'm a student at HKU, Hong Kong University. She glances around watchfully over your shoulder at the building looming above her into the windows nearby. Doing some research. Gotta finish before I can leave. I'm sorry if some voices start to sound the same, but, well, you can imagine I'm only but one man. This place is dangerous. What are you doing here alone? That's kind of a good question, at least I would ask it. I wasn't alone. Not until a few days ago. A long, wet cough. I've been living with a family in one of their inner blocks for the last couple of months, working on my master's thesis. In Kwoloon City? Funny place to write a thesis. Her voice takes on a defensive edge. It's the right place for mine. My thesis on Feng Shui in the 6th world. Yes, well, we are not academic. Otherwise, we could have talked with her a little bit better. We don't know anything about phases or hypotheses or whatever. What's Feng Shui? Although she is exhausted and possibly ill, the student eyes gleam. Feng Shui is one of the 5 arts of Chinese metaphysics. Before the awakening, it was thought of as a philosophical system for harmonizing people with the surrounding environment. You know, architecture, interior design, stuff like that. Now in the 6th world, Feng Shui has become more than that. My thesis is about how it's actually a full magic. The whole thing revolves around Qi, the invisible life energy that binds every person and thing together. It's very real here in Hong Kong. Nobody knows the reason why. Maybe it's only real because people believe that it is. The important thing is, it's a measurable, quantifiable phenomenon. There's an entire industry that's grown up around it. So how's the key in this place? It's wrong. All wrong. The Feng Shui in the walled city is completely screwed. I mean, look at the place. She's just the squalor surrounding you. You can feel it, right? Duncan, I felt that something was wrong the minute I walked in. Bad key, huh? I think you had a different reason why you didn't feel very good, Duncan, but alright. Qi needs to flow. Positive Feng Shui allows that to happen. If Qi gets pent up and trapped, it goes sour. That's what's happening here. The woman clears her throat, then lets out a hacking cough. The effort requires her a moment for her to recover before she speaks again. You know, I hate to admit it, but I could use some help. I started running well, I guess you'd call it an experiment of sorts. Nothing conclusive, just a few quick trials to support my hypothesis before I go into hardcore data gathering mode. There's only a few things left to do. If you could finish them for me, I could get out of here. She holds out a crumpled piece of paper. Please, follow the notes on this sheet. Duncan takes the paper from her outstretched hand and examines it, frowning. Just say what you need us to do. I need you to make adjustments to the area's Feng Shui. My notes will tell you how. The goal is to remove sources of friction and to record the results. My hypothesis is that even small adjustments can have a measurable impact on Qi flow. If I'm right, it should improve, and life here should get just a little bit better. Well, in that case, I'll see what I can do. I mean, but I can't make no promises. But that's an interesting optional repair the walled city. Well, I mean, we come from a shit and dump like this. I wouldn't mind our people could live a little easier. In fact, I would be all for it. Ooh. This is another merchant. That would be good for us. Yes, this is a merchant. And this is one of the walls we need to improve, inspect. Why is a sparky danger thing just about the doorway? Is Nobel, can you fix this? Sure, it's just basic electrical work. I patch cables in my deck all the time. A quick patch job with some nearby waste rubber leaves the wires, saves more. Well, I think that's one repair. Well done. Let's talk to this merchant. The street vendor gestures towards a jumbled pile of tarnished change, costume jewelry, and trinkets on a stained flannel blanket. Look at these beauties! Very valuable, very pretty. Well, show me what you're selling. That are fetishes for a shaman, but we are not a shaman. Walk away, see you around. I mean, I might go back to him and ask him a few questions, but I will do that off camera because I have the feeling that a lot of people are going to react to me asking about prosperity as like, you. Oh, Yellow Lotus Captain. Do not want to mess with the guy. We do not want to kill him. Just to stay on the good side of Auntie Chang. Inspect. This market stall has been picked clean, its owner replaced by a pool of dried blood. That's not what we're looking for. I can't get to that side. Did I overlook something? A passageway, perhaps? Because I only can see get past him. And this is where the woman is, and I don't think he can get past here. Nope. Am I forced to go past the captain? Because somehow I don't think my social skills are very good enough for it. Dang it, nabbit. Well, we don't want to kill him, and well, we have to think about a little bit of what we're gonna do here. Oh well, I took a little break. Short break and to ask him if there was anything extra. Looked around the old map. I mean, I didn't want to walk around like a damn fool in front of the camera. Would be a bit pointless. So I can't seem to get a way in or out. So we're going to have to pass these guys. But I don't want to... Oh man, I am sometimes so precarious of doing something that ooh, I don't want to get into it. You come upon a heavily muscled triad soldier screaming at a bearded old man holding a bleeding nose. The punk wags a cheap disposable crit stick in the old man's face. This? The bright plastic case would look cheerful if it weren't smeared with blood. This isn't enough. You've got two options, old man. You can find a way to pay me all the money, or you can drag your bony ass deeper into the wall. Find a spot for yourself there with the pimps and the predators. They should find a nice use for you. Your choice. The old man wills. It's not fair. I can't just pack up and leave. I've been living here for 22 years and Is this how it's gonna be? He rolls his burly shoulders. Fine by me. Oh, well. Now we know what goes on around in this place. Yowzer. He is out cold. Alright, well. At least he's not dead. These tires have been set aflame and have been burning for some time. The smell is awful. I think I should do something about this with the feng shui. Feng shui, I said. Now I almost used my own way of talking like Deathclaw. Doesn't know what it is. A bucket of sand. Let's pick that up and let's use that on the tires. Voila! The flames are stiffed beneath this dirty sand and soil from the bucket. This is how Shadowrun works. It works so damn straightforward. There is no need for, I don't know, put the green parrot on your shoulder and sing the right tune in order to call upon the red monkey for I don't know what. A bit like some of the Monkey Islands sometimes could have some odd quests that were not always very logical or sensical. Oh, I think, yeah, that's him. Well, we have entered a new area, so I think I'm gonna say I thank you for watching. And remember, great peril yields great beauty.